Welcome to UNCAGED, a show that celebrates thought leadership from today's top business leaders. The program provides a voice to amazing executives from around the globe who are shaping the world of business today and mapping the path to the commerce of tomorrow. Today, we're speaking with Marijo Storment. Hey, Marijo, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing today, Bant?
I am very well. I'm excited to talk to you, Marijo. Marijo is an entrepreneur. She is a nurse by education, an expert in business transformation, and we're going to be talking about her new entrepreneurial venture. But before we get that, Marijo, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
You bet. I'd love to share a little bit about myself. First of all, I have to start with I'm a mother of 4. I'm a grandmother to 6. Just that, I think, is an accomplishment, right?
Wow.
But like you said, I'm a nurse.
Congratulations.
I know, right? That's so fun. I also am a nurse by education. I stumbled into the insurance industry early on in my career and was able to take some insurance background I had along with my nursing education and couple it together in leading into the space of workers' compensation, and specifically, I made a career out of leading in case management workers' compensation. I had an opportunity to work at a large national firm early on. I was the first employee at a startup back in 2000, which I had a lot of freedom and opportunity to learn and to grow, learning the sales end of the business, learning the operations end of the business, most importantly, learning the people end of the business, which you'll hear me talk a lot about. That's been a very, very important part of the case management world. And eventually was able to purchase into ownership into the Alaris Group and became the first CEO of that company back in about 2012. Led that regional company through a national expansion and then into through an acquisition into Paradigm Outcomes at the time, where I stayed for about 4.5 years leading a division that specialized in the case management product. And I exited the industry in April of 2021. And that's where I've been focusing on retirement adventures and being a grandma and just really leaning into my family for a bit.
But it sounds like you're working on something else again now, right? So what are you working on at the moment?
I am. Just over the last couple months, a former business partner of mine, Tony Delich, and I have decided to take the leap back into the working world and start a new company that will continue to service the workers' compensation industry. We will have a variety of product offerings eventually, but we are going to start off with what we know and what we love, and that is case management.
So tell me, Marijo, tell me a little bit more about case management and how that functions and where you and your team play a role.
You bet. In workers' compensation, people get injured on the job. And, workers' compensation carriers or third-party administrators come in and administer claims. And many of the claims are pretty straightforward and relatively uncomplicated injuries. People get injured, they get treatment, they get well, and they go back to work rather quickly. So many injuries we don't see or get involved in. But when there's complications, when injuries are complicated or catastrophic in nature, or the return to work picture is complicated, or there can be other dynamics surrounding a case, insurance carriers, employers, third-party administrators hire companies like ours that partner a case manager who is oftentimes a nurse with an injured person, and that nurse will help them walk through the process, make sure they have the right medical provider, they're getting the right care, they're going back to work at the right time, and any restrictions that they have are being followed by their employer so that they're in a safe working environment, so that we can get people recovered and back to their normal activities and their normal, pre-injury life as quickly as possible. So it's quite rewarding.
Yeah. So you get all the complicated, challenging cases.
We do. Think about though, I mean, think about the time in a person's life where they have, whether it's a really severe, complicated back injury, burn, uh, amputation, a closed head injury, a spinal cord injury. Those are life altering. Those are life altering events for people, and our nurses come in and walk alongside the injured party and their family, and really enhance and hopefully make the journey through the workers' compensation system a little better and easier.
It's a great solution. I mean, anyone who's had to go through anything related to medical procedures through insurance, even the easiest things are complicated at times. And so I can only imagine a really challenging solution needs a lot of support and guidance. And so that's an amazing service. But I mean, here you are, Mary Jo, about to start a new business, and it's always new businesses are exciting to dream up, and then you get going. I mean, what do you foresee are going to be the challenges and the things that you need to think about as you get started?
Oh boy, startups are, I mean, they're fun, right? Like you said, energizing. Oh boy, but there's also a lot of fear, and they're scary. They're a journey, and so we do know that there are going to be some hurdles we have to overcome. I mean, the first thing is talent, right? We hear all about talent and just the challenges that people themselves are facing in this post-pandemic world, and I think finding the right talent in the right places at the right time, I think is a challenge for every company, whether you're a startup or not. So we know that we will face some talent challenges. Workers' compensation and the industry and is not, really fun and sexy and dynamic. And frankly, I might even say a little resistant to innovation and change. And, we have some ideas. We want to do some things differently. And we're hoping that we'll be able to navigate the ecosystem in the workers' compensation space to accomplish those things. So we know that there are some challenges there. And
I get that,
but startup.
No, but I think, Mary Jo, it's such an interesting one because you're probably right. I mean, it's a complicated world that you play with. There's a lot of play. You have to work with insurance and all the providers and yada, yada, yada. But I mean, it must be incredibly rewarding when you're able to navigate that successfully, no?
It really can be, and it really can be a rewarding job and career, and really outcome for all parties, right? When we can really help people.
Yeah. So, I mean, one thing, Mary Jo, you haven't told us, does the new enterprise have a name?
It does. We are just finalizing the name, but by the time this gets out, I think everything will be okay. Our journey will be under the umbrella name of ForzaCare, FORZA, ForzaCare. So Forza is an Italian word for force, and we anticipate being a positive force behind this whole process, and a positive force behind our customers and our people.
I love
really
that.
look to build. Yeah.
I mean, you see sometimes in the soccer matches they'll shout "Forza," Forza, so strength. Or, it's a great.
I wish
Forza,
I could say it like you do, Matt. I wish I could say it like you do.
Well, it's a great name, Mary Jo. So, I mean, we live in an interesting moment in the history of insurance and care, et cetera. There's a lot of complexity, and companies like yours certainly help navigate that. But as you look forward, what are your hopes for the future?
When we look at what ForzaCare represents and what we hope to build, I'd say the number one is a people first company, and we say people first, right? That means our staff and our teams, right? That we can build a culture that supports them, that they can come to work and feel proud of the work that they're doing. They feel supported. So that's extremely important, and really our primary focus in our build, to be honest. But, when I say people first, it also is the customers that we serve, right? The third-party administrators, the employers, the TPAs, and making sure their needs are met in the areas, in the ways that we'll serve them. And then finally, those injured workers, the people that are injured, especially first in the workers' compensation arena, but probably beyond workers' compensation at some point in time.
Yeah.
And really, being able to positively affect them. So that's our hope and our dream is, just really building this around people.
Well, I mean, you have a wealth of experience from the healthcare space, insurance, and certainly working in the broader workers' compensation case management space for several years. And I think it looks very promising for ForzaCare. Tell me a little bit of where someone can find more out about ForzaCare.
We will be spinning up a website, and it will be out very soon, hopefully by the middle of December to first part of the year. And you can find us at www.thinkforza.com. So thinkforza, FORZA.com. Of course, you can always reach out to myself directly or some of the key people that are along this journey with me. Tony Dellett, a few other names that people might know are Jennifer Ryan and Patty McKenna and Janet Gould. So we've already got a team established and working towards this big dream that we have.
That's so exciting. Well, congratulations, Marijo. It's always great to hear about a new business starting, and certainly one that really brings together a wealth of experience and pushing forward into new areas. We've been speaking with Marijo Storment. She's been telling us about her new enterprise that she is launching, ForzaCare. That's FORZA Care, CARE. And they are really pushing into new areas in the workers' compensation case management space and delivering a whole set of exciting solutions and advice and guidance in that world. Marijo, thank you so much for being on UNCAGED today, and we look forward to having you back.
Thank you so much.